All right, y'all. So let's talk about some of these new horror releases. And there's been a ton of like horror news coming. So it's been a bit since we've done something like this. So we are going to be continuing doing more of these just like podcasts, if you want to call them, where we basically just go ahead and talk. That's what we're going to do today. So we have a ton of things to get through right now. So first and foremost, I do want to talk about that we are going to be doing this on Spotify as well as on YouTube. So you can find us on both, Culture Elixir, same name, all that good stuff. But let's get into some of this. Texas Chainsaw Massacre is now going to be 1 week into its release. We're doing gameplay and all of that on our channels, and you can definitely go check that out right now. We still will be doing live streams and all of that as well in the upcoming days, so that's exciting right there. But now that we're in the asymmetrical horror game talk, let's talk about a new game that's going to be releasing, and that is the Killer Clowns from Outer Space asymmetrical horror game. And so it's Gamescom right now currently going on, and they've been releasing a ton of trailers for a ton of games, which we're going to be covering as well throughout the weekend. And one of those games is the Killer Clowns from Outer Space. So it's been something we've been seeing for the past couple of years now, is Killer Clowns has been sort of on the come up, right? Like the merch, the movie, and everything has been sort of coming up more and more. There was even some houses at Universal Studios Horror Nights for these last couple of years based on it. We went to one actually last year, and we're excited about that. But now we have a game on the way, and this game looks like it's going to be in the same light as Texas Chainsaw Massacre, Dead by Daylight, which is a lot of these games that take the horror game genre and make it into a survivor versus killer type scenario. And so to us, this one looks pretty interesting. It's 3 versus 7. I believe that Texas Chainsaw Massacre is 3 versus 4. And then, of course, Dead by Daylight is 1 versus 4. So this one's a little bit different. From this new trailer as well, we see that now we have the clowns hunting down the victims, but the victims are able to fight back as well. And it looks like it's just wacky horror type vibes to it. At one point, we even see Shorty do a final, like, move or something like in Super Smash Bros. Or like in Mortal Kombat, a fatality of sorts. So it looks interesting. No release date as of yet for this, but we are definitely anticipating it. And once we get our hands on a beta, or if we're able to sort of play a test like we did for Texas Chainsaw Massacre, we will be talking about it. So stay tuned for that. But let's move on to some horror movies now. We got a new trailer for a movie called Beaten to Death, which just looks insane. I watched the trailer last night, and honestly, this looks like it is going to be nothing short of brutal. Directed by Sam Curtin. So what we see here is that it says, stranded in the middle of nowhere after barely surviving a horrific assault, Jack encounters one local after another and quickly learns that a sick game of cat and mouse is about to begin. Battling the deranged country psychos and the harsh landscape, Jack must go to extreme lengths to survive, and that's exactly what we see from this. It gets very insane, very brutal, very quick, and we're definitely wondering how this movie is going to play out, but we definitely will be checking it out when we get the chance, and we'll be talking about it as well. So that's the movie Beaten to Death. It's Australian, from Sam Curtin, who has done some other very, very brutal movies as well, it seems. We also got the trailer for VHS 85. As y'all know, I'm a big fan of VHS. I thought the last two were great, 94 and 99. My favorite one is still Ratma from all of those, and I'm definitely excited for this one. You have a big cast of directors here. Gigi Salguero, you have Natasha Kermani, you have also David Bruckner, you have also Scott Derrickson coming in here as well, Mike P. Nelson. So it's a pretty good amount of directors on this one. The first trailer dropped. It looks like they want to take it back to the 80s, Satanic Panic, serial killers, all of them. And so this is what it has to say about it. Unveiled through a made-for-TV documentary, 5 chilling tales emerge. Scientists observe an unusual boy fixated on his TV. Kids embark on a lake skiing adventure. A TV crew fights to survive a natural disaster. The early days of VR awaken something terrifying, and a deadly dream is captured on tape. Sinister secrets of the 80s come to life in a way you've never seen before. So this is going to come to us on October 6th, I believe, through Shudder, and it will also be a Fantastic Fest, which will be playing in Austin, Texas from September 21st to the 28th. And yeah, it looks honestly pretty good. Like I said, I've been a fan of these for some time now, and I'm excited to see what they have in store. I believe the overall story, as they all have an overall story, is being done by Scott Derrickson, and I'm definitely excited to see how that's going to play out. So October releases, let's talk about The Exorcist Believer, which is coming to us in October. And this one looks pretty good to me. As I said before, I know it's a big divide on Twitter, online, everywhere, with people saying, nah, it doesn't look that good and whatnot. But I'm excited for it. We got a new poster, as you can see. And I'm definitely excited to see how this one's going to do. I'm a big fan of the original. I wasn't too much of a fan of the ones that came after. I do think The Exorcist 3 gets a bad rep. It did have an interesting story, but, you know, it is how it is. But I'm excited. This new poster looks great, so we'll definitely see how that plays out. We also got a trailer for It Lives Inside, another movie from South by Southwest that is coming to us from Neon. And I think the new trailer looks great. It definitely has me excited and has my interest to see what exactly this is going to be, right? Because it looks like it has a potential to be something really great. And just from all of the first reviews, reactions at South by Southwest, I think that we are definitely getting into something very interesting here. So we'll see how that is going to be. Megalomaniac, another trailer that looks to continue more of this extreme horror wave we've seen from like the earlier movie I talked about, Beaten to Death. And this one just looks insane. This one looks like the most extreme horror movie of the year, I will say. So it had its premiere at Fantasia Fest earlier this year. And basically what you follow here, it says, Martha and Felix are the children of the Butcher of Mons, a notorious Belgian serial killer from the 1990s. Unstable and riddled with insecurities, Martha lives vicariously through social media. Her brother, crushed by the family legacy, takes over their father's killings. Harassed and violently assaulted at work, the docile Martha falls into madness and goes through a looking glass into a strange and terrifying world inhabited by her brother. And this one actually, I think, won at Fantasia Fest as well. And honestly, I'm interested in this one. It looks like it's not for the faint of heart. It looks like it's definitely going to be something very brutal and uncomfortable to watch, but we'll see what happens. Megalomaniac is that movie, for sure. We also got the trailer for My Animal, which stars Amanda Stenberg as well. And this one was at Sundance. I didn't get the chance to watch this back then. Amanda Stenberg, I'm sorry. But it looks interesting, honestly, here. And it is the directorial debut of Jacqueline Castell. And basically what you have here is this movie with Amanda Stenberg and Bobby Savor-Menez. And in the film, it says, Heather, an outcast goalie, longs to play on the hockey team of her small town. She meets and falls in love with her newcomer, Johnny, an alluring but tormented figure skater. The relationship blossoms despite Heather's struggle with the alcoholic mother, her hidden sexual orientation, and a familial curse that transforms her into a feral wolf under the full moon. So I heard nothing but great stuff from this at Sundance. I didn't get the chance to watch it, but I'm definitely excited to see this one coming pretty soon as well. And I believe we can see that it does have a release date for September 8th. And also will be in theaters then, and then on digital outlets on September 15th. So not much time to see it in theaters. We'll definitely try and see if we can catch it in theaters, but I'm definitely excited for this one as well. The trailer looks great, and honestly, I'm excited to see how that is going to be. So another trailer that we got as well is Where the Devil Roams, and we've learned that this is coming to Fantastic Fest this September, and after that we'll be going to exclusively Tubi soon. So Tubi looks like they're really gearing up to become something of a streamer to look out for. So Where the Devil Roams says, set during the Depression-era America, Where the Devil Roams follows a family of murderous sideshow performers as they travel their dying carnival circuit. And so this is a film that's actually done by the Addams family, who are indeed a real family that does these films. And this one looks good, honestly. It looks like it's definitely going to be one of those movies that I think really is going to push more of the genre and is going to be something much more different. I feel if you were expecting something more of a traditional horror, this one might not be it, just from the look of this trailer. But it definitely has my interest piqued, and just looking at the trailer has me excited about it. So I'll definitely be talking more in depth about all of these movies. I just want to cover them all right here and just give you my thought and input quick. And so speaking of trailers, the last trailer I do want to talk about is the American Horror Story Delicate trailer. We got the teaser today, and this is the logline for it. In American Horror Story Delicate, after multiple failed attempts of IVF, actress Anna Victoria Alcott wants nothing more than to start a family. As the buzz around her recent film grows, she fears that something may be targeting her in her pursuit of motherhood. And so this one looks pretty interesting, honestly. This first trailer and all, we do have Kim Kardashian, Emma Roberts, and Cara Delevingne as well here, starring. And it's been a back and forth with this one, especially with the strikes and everything going on. But we're definitely excited to see a new American Horror Story, and it's been a back and forth with Kim Kardashian, Cara Delevingne being in this. Emma Roberts for sure is a fan favorite that's coming back, but we'll definitely see what happens here with this one. It comes to us September 20th, 2023, and the teaser is more along the lines of just giving us a feel of what this one's going to be. Very much so feels a lot of this is going to be very much so more dreamy feel than anything, and we'll see how it is. But that's the latest trailer, American Horror Story Delicate. And the biggest piece of news to talk about today, I think, is that 13 Ghosts TV series, which has been in talks since Dread Central reported it back in earlier this month, that there was a 13 Ghosts series that was trying to get off the ground. Of course, with the strikes and everything going on, we still haven't heard much yet about how that's going to work, and of course we have to support the strikes till they get what they deserve. As we've heard recently, it's just not, the studios are not budging anyway, so whatever, but the strikes are there to make them budge, so hopefully we'll see that happen pretty soon. But this new series, if it does get off the ground, will follow the 13 Ghosts, their origins, and sort of each episode will be about each ghost, and we already wrote about it on culturelixir.com, so if you want to read more about all of that, definitely go check us out over there. But that's all we're here to talk about. Let us know what horror story you're most excited about we talked about today, and make sure you're following us here on Spotify or on YouTube, wherever you're listening, or on all. That definitely goes a long way by following us on all of them. You can interact with Spotify as well, so if you want to put a comment or anything, you're able to do so as well now. So if you want to do that, go ahead and do it. And yeah, we'll talk more music tonight because we have Ariana, we have Selena, and we have Miley dropping. So we'll talk about all of that. But as always, I'll see all of you next time. Stay safe, stay positive.